Hello everyone, this is the homework video number 25 for Im2. So the first page is asking you to find the measure of the arc or angle indicated. So what is the question mark here? I'm just going to change that to a X. Okay, so we're given the arc measure to be 102 degrees. Okay, what is the relationship between this arc measure and this unknown angle? That this unknown angle x is an inscribed angle intercepted by this arc GH. So we know that x is going to be half of 102, which is going to be 51 degrees. So I know that question mark angle is 51 degrees. What about this? This time we're given the arc measure here is 190 degrees. And remember, this is angle RPQ is going to be half the arc measure because this is an inscribed angle intercepted by arc QR. So X is going to be half of 190 degrees, which is going to be 95 degrees. Okay, when you have your answer, think about this. Does this look about right? 95 degrees. 95 is, this is 90 degrees. Okay, 90 degrees is the right angle. 95 is just slightly bigger. Does it look like it's slightly bigger than 95 degrees? Yeah. Number 3. Okay, we're given this arc measure to be 206 degrees. And this angle QPR is intercepted by the arc QR. So that means if I call this X, X is going to be half of, again, the arc measure 206, and that's going to be 103 degrees. And again, does this angle look like 103 degrees, which is slightly bigger than 90 degrees? Yeah. What about this? This time we are given this length to be 90 degrees. Okay, we're given this length, this arc measure, oh no, I'm sorry, it's not a length, this is arc measure to be 90 degrees. And so then what is this angle here? It is on the diameter, but nonetheless, it is still an intercepted, inscribed angle of intercepted by arc CD. So that question mark angle, or X, is going to be half of 90 degrees, which is 45 degrees. And then number 5. Alright, this time we are being asked, what is this arc measure? Okay, we know the inscribed angle intercepted by arc QR is 55 degrees, and if I call this X, X is going to be, what is the relationship? Is it going to be half or twice? It's going to be 2 times the 55, which is going to be 110 degrees. Next, this time we are given this arc measure, arc FG, to be 106 degrees, and angle FEG is inscribed angle of intercepted by arc FG. So if I call this X, X is going to be equal to half of 106 degrees, and that's going to be 53 degrees. Alright, now find the measure of arc AC. Where is arc AC? Arc AC is right here. Okay? Now, we're given a whole lot of different information. What can we figure out? My mistake. I am not being asked, measure of arc AC is not this, is it? It's actually this pink arc. We're being asked to find measure of arc AC here. Okay? So measure of arc AC, if this arc AC is intercepting this inscribed angle A WC, and we know this angle is 60 degrees. And what is the relationship to the arc measure of arc AC? That is going to be measure of arc AC is going to be twice the inscribed angle, so it's going to be 124 degrees. Okay, number 8. Alright, we're given this arc measure or the angle measure to be 30 degrees. Okay, so and we're being asked what is this question mark angle? Or the arc measure, the arc TS, that is, if I call that X, since arc TS intercepts the inscribed angle TRS, I know that X is going to be twice the 30 degrees, which is going to be 60 degrees. Number 9. Okay, now we're given this triangle angle measure to be 32 degrees. We're also given this arc measure to be 146 degrees. Then, what do we know about this angle here? If I call this X here, what is X going to be? X is going to be half of 146 degrees, which is 73 degrees. So we've just figured this out to be 73 degrees. Now we can use triangle angle sum to figure out what the angle measure of Y is. Y is going to be 180 minus 73 minus 32, triangle angle sum, and that adds to 105, so this has to be 75 degrees. So this question mark angle is 75 degrees. Alright, so now let's look at this. Arc YW, arc measure YW is 160 degrees. That means this is going to be half of 160. That's going to be 80 degrees. And again, we can use triangle angle sum. If I call this angle X, I can say that X is going to be 180 minus 37 minus 80. 37 plus 80 is 117. So 180 minus 117 is going to be 63 degrees. So I've just figured this out to be 63 degrees. And if I figured out this angle YWX is 63 degrees, I know that this angle is the inscribed angle of the arc YX, which is the unknown. If I call this to be Y, Y is 2 times 63 degrees, which is 126 degrees. So that's my unknown angle here. Oops. Okay. Alright, number 11 and 12. We are asked to factor completely. Look for GCF first, then factor the remaining. When I look at 3, 24, and 21, what is a factor that I can take out? I can take out 3. 3 times what is 3x squared? That's going to be x squared. 3 times what is 24? That's 8x. 3 times what is 21? That's 7. Now I can factor what's inside the parentheses. That's my easy factoring. Okay, so I'm looking for two numbers. The only way I can get x squared here is x times x. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to 7 that add to 8. Okay, so if you want to use diamond, you can do that. You are looking for two numbers that multiply to 7 that add to 8. And that's going to be positive 1 and 7, right? In this case, those two numbers, because the coefficient is 1, just comes right here. Okay, but if the leading coefficient, the number in front of the x squared, is not 1, you can't just bring these two numbers down like that. You need to use grouping method or area model. Okay, so, and I can quickly check to see, is my factoring correct? Well, I can multiply this out. That's going to be x times x is x squared. And then outside is going to be x times 7 is going to be 7x. And then the inside is 1 times x is 1x. And then the last with last, that's going to be 7. So to that we need to multiply 3. And so then combining the like terms, you get x squared plus 8x plus 7. And then I need to distribute 3 to each of the term inside the parentheses. And that leaves me with 3x squared plus 24x plus 21. And that is my original quadratic expression I started off with. So I know that that is correct. Okay, so this was my correct factoring. Alright, what about the next problem? 3p cubed, 24p squared, 36p. If I look at 3, 24, and 36, I should be able to see that 3 is a common factor. So I should be able to take 3 out for each of the terms. Is there a variable I can take out? I have p cubed, p squared, and p. That means I can also take out p as well. So 3p times what is 3p cubed? That's going to be p squared. 3p times what is 24p squared? That's going to be 8p. 3p times what is 36p? That's going to be 12. Okay, now what I have right there is my easy factoring. Okay, so p squared plus 8p plus 12. That means the only way I can get that is p times p here to get p squared. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to 12 that add to 8. That's going to be plus 6 and plus 2. Okay, and again, I should check by multiplying it out again. So that becomes 3p times, okay, first with first, that's going to be p squared. First outside is going to be plus 2p. Inside is plus 6p. And then last with last. And that's going to be 12. And 3p is still stay there. And then we're just combining the two like term, p squared plus 8p plus 12. And now I am going to be distributing 3p to each of the term inside the parentheses, but because this is being multiplied. 3p times p squared is 3p to the power of 3. 3 times 8 is 24. And p times p is p squared. And 3 times 12 is 36. Times p is 36p. And that is the original quadratic expression that I started off with. So I know that my factoring is correct as well. Okay, that's it for this homework. Thank you for listening.